motivates you? Someone who has to motivate, 20, 30
Sure.
clients and who's a mother and, really busy lady. How do you stay motivated? What are your secrets?
Well, the first thing I would have to say is that my athletes in my community motivate me, because it's no surprise if you live in Lander, you're just blown away by the concentration of athleticism in this community, and that it's so ridiculously supportive. There's none of this elitism that's like, oh, well, you're going to try a marathon, are you? Well, let me tell you about my time. And, Sid's like, right on, I'm so psyched, let me know if you ever want to go for a run. The community continues to stir that pot. There's always something going on somewhere, somehow. Someone is always trying something new or trying to push their bar a little bit higher. And so if you stand on the edge of that vortex, you can't help but being pulled in now and again, which in turn spits you out with a goal. For me, having a concrete goal at least once a year is critical to crank it up. So,
something to aim for?
Something to aim for, something that I can map out or plot out and say, okay, I've made this conscious decision and I've committed to myself, I must follow through. And fortunately, whether it's personality, what have you, I'm pretty good at sticking to that one game plan. If this is what I've said out loud, then this is what I need to follow through, because I'll disappoint myself if I don't. What motivates me? Steve Bechtel motivates me. Just being in the same room with him on a daily basis. I'm always subconsciously checking in. Am I doing the best I can do? Am I studying enough as I should? Am I training as much as I should train personally? Am I executing this in the proper manner? But again, he has that same ability. He doesn't push it on you. He doesn't say, I expect this of you. But because his standards are so high for his personal pursuits, I feel like I need to, follow in his footsteps and be right up there as well.
Raises your game, yeah.
He alone, I can easily say, for the past 11 years has been my most significant motivator, both spiritually, mental toughness, physical pursuits, what have you. He's always there, and it's huge.
That's great. I was going to ask if anyone inspires you.
Yeah. And that that list is multifaceted, but number one every time is Steve. Two, I would say third would be the pursuit and the curiosity of just seeing what my body is capable of.
Right.
It'd be super easy to have the same 3 workouts every week, all week, and throw in a little bike ride here and a little jog there. But then it's going to turn into the same thing as walking around the tomato loop 5 times a week. It just becomes predictable and you don't see the results. And I like to see results and change and curiosity. I like my body to be a bit of a science experiment, spiritually, nutritionally, physically.
Right.
So it's...
What does your training look like, if you don't mind me asking? Like right now, what does a typical week for Jagoe look like?
Right now it's great because I'm not doing half of what I was doing. I'm loving it.
Glad I asked.
I am slacking this week. It is so fun. A typical week, I have at least... I teach a core class.
Okay.
So, with the exception of summer, twice a week I teach a core for 45 minutes. And I'm an active participant in that as well. On one of those days, I'll add an Olympic bar complex on afterwards. And then I'll have a strength and a metabolic day or 2 strength days. It depends on where I am and what I'm training for as far as what that focus is. And then on Wednesdays, we get together and do lab, which is this experimental hodgepodge, crazy time.
Challenge,
that we bring in different workouts and program designs that we want to see. Well, does this work, or does this suck, or should we put this combination together? And so we go in and bust that out every Wednesday. And then on the weekend, I'll have an LSD, long, slow distance, 1.5, 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours. And then I rest on Sunday. I run into the problem of overtraining and undersleeping. So I get very emotional and strung out, and then I fall apart.
Yeah.
So I have
It's
to.
important to know these things, though, right?
It is. Well, and again, the mirror of Bechdel saying, well, wonder why you're falling
Yeah.
apart. Maybe you should
Keeping
think
you
about
honest.
taking a resting. But again, I think that's a huge part of that is just being a single mom and then working so many hours. Is I want to make sure I'm not slacking in
Any of them.
department, so I'm trying to fit something in
Yeah.
every single day.
Fill
to make
every hole,
sure
yeah.
that training calendar looks good. And then life and the universe will say, you need to sit down.
Yeah.
For a minute, take a little breather.
Yeah, gut check here. Come up with one.
I don't have an event per se. I've really missed my mountain bike. So my loosely knit goal for the summer is to get up in the high country as much as possible and just explore,
Yeah.
take these delicious long 20, 30-mile mountain bike rides
Yeah.
that you're gone half the day. And just play in my backyard.
Yeah.
And then what I struggle with is I don't have winter sport. So I struggle with goals in the winter. So usually I need to have an early spring something.
Right.
But I have a feeling that this rest bliss will come to a screeching halt probably in the next week.
I was gonna
I'll give
say.
it one more week.
Yeah, I was gonna say for the record.
And then something will come up, which is
bet.
great because I always want it to be fun, but I want it to be hard work to get to the fun.
Yeah.